What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, what I'm going to be doing is showing you 3 different uniforms that I have created using Madden 25 Team Builder website, and I'm going to be sharing them with you, and of course, showing you where you can find them if you want to use them yourself. Now, I have really enjoyed the creation aspect of things within Madden and with CFB 25 when that was a little bit of a thing that I was doing. Didn't really go anywhere that I wanted it to, but it was fun while it lasted, and I've been sort of missing that creative energy since then. And so I found this website where I could actually get pretty decent logos at a very cheap cost, some of them even free, make some adjustments to them, sort of critique them to my liking, and then turn them into different teams to use for Madden 25. If you guys are like me, maybe you're just, I don't want to say sick of the NFL teams, but just want something fresh, right? Maybe a new fresh look to the league, and maybe I already have some and you need a few more. Or maybe you want to start using some of the ones that I have just to replace one of the teams that you really don't like in the NFL. Whatever the case is, I hope you guys find this enjoyable, and I hope that you guys will download and use these uniforms and let me know what you think. So they have 3 teams today, like I said, and those 3 different teams I'm going to show you one at a time. And first and foremost, we are going to start with the Washington Wolves. Now, this is an interesting team because I looked at this logo for quite some time before I started messing with it. I went through the whole thing. I changed up the look about 4 different times and I hated it every time. And fun fact is, my daughter actually, who's a huge Wolves fan, took a look at this logo and said, hey, let me mess with it. She's 10, so she has a very creative imagination, and she is the one who came up with the color scheme, the design for the logo that you're looking at right here, and with the uniform. So we sat down together. She put together the look that you're seeing here, this awesome like grayish dark blue gray look, the yellow. The only thing I even did to this logo was I added that yellow outline you see. That's literally the only thing I did. She already had the yellow in the eye. I just was trying to make the logo pop a little bit. So she is actually some pretty creative when it comes to football, even though she doesn't even like the sport of football. So now let's go ahead and let's check out the uniforms that we created. All right, and here is the first uniform, and this is our basic home uniform. So just a simple gray helmet with the logo, yellow stripe, yellow face mask. I feel like this gray and yellow really accents each other very, very well. It really pops. And I wanted to have a nice pair of like white pants for this, and I couldn't make it work with the blue. So we decided to go with the yellow. This one was sort of my doing a little bit. But the yellow stripe looks really nice with the jersey itself. It sort of brings it all together. And now let's check out the away uniforms. All right, so here's the away uniform, and for this one, it's really just the opposite of what you saw in the home uniform. You have the same helmet, except I did put an option in here for a blue face mask, just because some people like a more clean, simple look. So I added just a blue face mask. Everything else is the same about the helmet, just so that you guys have a 5th option as helmets. And yes, that means I made different helmets for like every single uniform type. That's what I do with all my uniforms. So it's not just that you're supposed to use the individual, a home, away, alternate away, all that. You can mix and match all of these, and I try to put them together to where if you do mix and match them, most of the time you're going to get about, I'd say most of the time you can get about 6 to 7 different groupings of uniforms, really, if you want to, and they should somewhat mesh together and not look too out of place. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So if you're not a fan of the yellow face mask, maybe that's just not your thing. Now you have the same exact helmet with the yellow stripe on it, just with a blue face mask. Just swapped out the colors on the jerseys here. Now it's the blue predominantly on the sleeves. And then the pants as well with the yellow stripes. So that way, if you wanted to go all blue for the home attire, you have the option to do so. And this one is a very bright option, but I mean, I guess if you were a fan of the color rush uniform wave that took the NFL by storm like a few years back, that's pretty much died off. Maybe this will be more for you, but this is just another option, right? You don't necessarily have to wear all of the yellow at once, but you can mix and match with the blue jersey or the white jersey or the white pants or the blue pants and make whatever look that you really want out of these uniforms. And that was why I really like the way that we put these together. And now we get to the alternate uniform concept, and there's a home one like you see here and an away option. It will show the away one first when you're just going through the cycling, but we made this one at the very end. This one was really a full-on creation by my daughter. She wanted more white, and some of it I was sort of, I wouldn't say I was pushing a narrative with the first sets of uniforms, but she also has never seen the team builder stuff before. So this was after I said, here, just go ahead, have fun, and put whatever you want together for these last uniforms, and I'm gonna go and do something. And I walked out of the room for a little bit or something like that. But anyway, this is what she came up with, and I think it pops a lot. You got the yellow numbers, you have striping that match from the helmet to the shoulder pads down to the pants. The yellow sock option, I think we put that on there just so that we had the yellow sock option. I couldn't remember at the time if we had it on another uniform, so I said screw it, just throw it in there. I know we have blue out there for them to use for something else, so now there's make sure that we have the yellow out there as an option as well. All right, and now here is the last uniform option for the Wolves, and this one, from what I remember, is my daughter's favorite, the one that she put together. And this was just like a white with more of a accent on the yellow rather than the blue, with just minor pieces of blue in there with the striping, and also a white helmet, so that you have a white helmet option. Of course, if you wanted to use this helmet with another type of jersey, the colors are still there. The striping might be a little different, but you could still get away with using it considering it's such a different look. And it's just meant to go along with the other jersey that I just showed you prior to this. So you essentially have two separate different jerseys within this one uniform set. And then you have three separate jersey options for the first set I showed you within the Wolves. And I'm sure you can find a way to mix and match them if you want to just create whatever you want. So regardless, this is the first team. And then let's also, I gotta show you the field, because the field I think is pretty cool. So of course we have the logo at midfield, but what is really cool is how we did the end zones. So the end zones have that forest background on them in the gray, and then it gets darker and darker, and then we have the yellow wolves across the front. So I think this looks really cool. It is also put in the deluxe traditional, so not a dome. And before anybody says anything, this blue on the wall, you can't change it. It's for every single created stadium out there. It doesn't matter what colors you have on the team. I don't know why that's a thing, but it is. So wish I could change it, but I cannot. So that is what you have to deal with. But overall, I think this is one of the better builds that I've seen. I do have quite a few more to show you guys, but here is the first one, and now on to the second. All right, so the next team is gonna be called the St. Louis Knights. I came up with this idea originally before I even started doing the rest of the teams. Well, the Knights that was anyway, and I was going through cities and I was trying to find where it would make sense. I knew St. Louis was gonna get a city, right? St. Louis has to have a city. They deserve one. Ever since the Rams took off to LA, even though I'm still pretty sure to this day that St. Louis has more devoted fans for the Rams than LA does, considering LA just never really seemed to care a whole lot about football, which is fine, you know, to each their own, but it wasn't really a football town. I always thought it was crazy that they left. I get it, more money, but I don't know. But regardless, that's a whole different topic. St. Louis deserved the franchise back, so I made one, and I made it the Knights based off the studying that I did before making that decision. Found out that I guess there was some pretty historical stuff that happened in the area, and that Knights could have been a very fitting, you know, type of team there. So I'm sure maybe if there's a St. Louis fan out there, you guys know a heck of a lot more about what I'm talking about than I do, but that's just what I found. So let's take a look at the team. And with this team, I went with a much more balanced approach, not too crazy on different colors and all that. And this is really what I wanted to do from the get-go. I always thought just a lot of black with just like a little bit of the extra or the secondary color would really pop on a uniform, and I think it does here. Just simple black all around, just one pinstripe on all parts, the sleeve, the collar, and the pant, and of course the helmet. And the helmet just being simply all black with the logo. So very, very clean look for the Knights here. And I do have them in a dome as well. I thought that fit with St. Louis. And yeah, just really love how this look turned out. So let's take a look at the rest of the builds that I have. All right, and here's the away uniform. So again, very simple. I just swapped it. So instead of it being all red, which will come later on with a different uniform set, this is just all black pinstriping with white uniform, white pants, all that sort of thing. Helmet stays the same, pretty much the exact, just swapping the two colors for the jersey and the numbers in the pants, and that's it. And here's the alternate, and this is the all red alternate if you couldn't tell. And this is exactly what it looks like, just a red, everything that you've already seen except in red. Now, one thing I'm going to point out, and you might see this across some of my jerseys or other jerseys that have been created, whether it's black or white, is there is a bug right now with the team builder site to where if you put a very dark on the site, it bugs out and just puts this really huge like white square over where you had it. So when I was putting this Black Knights logo on the front of the jersey, and yes, I know you might not like it, I love having the name of the team or the city, most of the team, right across the chest plate, and I have it on almost all my jerseys, and I hope you guys don't mind, because I mean, it's a theme and it probably isn't going to go anywhere. It's one of the few things that I can do on this site to try and add a little more spice to the uniforms that I create, because the site doesn't have the most ability, if you will, when it comes to the customization options. Not anywhere near CFP 25, but yeah, that's a different story or a different topic, whatever. But you will see that this Knights right here, it does look a little light, and I wish it didn't, but this was the only way I could get it to work, and I didn't want to not have it, so I threw it on there. So I'm sorry if you don't like it, but that's the way it's got to be. But anyway, the helmet here, all red, black stripe. I am probably going to go back in, like I mentioned, with the wolves and adjust the back bumper, the front bumper and stuff to be either black or white. Haven't decided yet, but I don't know. I think I had a different helmet in its place at some point, because when I do these uniforms, guys, I'm going at it for hours. I'm changing every little color, and I'm changing the striping, and I'm changing this, trying to find what, like, I essentially try to keep going until I stop second guessing right, and that's what I'm like, okay, I have what I want here, let's time to move on and get this team done. But until that point, I'm constantly changing things all the time, and I think with some of these helmets, I had them opposite color, and then I changed them, and I just didn't think of the extras, which it is what it is. But by the time you guys are downloading this team, which I hope you guys are, and using them, that will be changed to either probably black, because I think that really contrasts well with the red, or white, depending on what I think looks better, but that will be adjusted. And now on to the two alternates, and for this one, I went with a more subtle, even more subtle approach than this, and I think it came out super clean, so I can't wait to show you guys. All right, so this is the alternate, and I did this sort of both ways except with white on the other one, and really there isn't much difference. You're like, well, this looks pretty much the exact same as the other one. That's because it is. The only really difference here is that I made the numbers completely red, so it's literally just black and red. There's no white anywhere. But I also put together an extra logo here, which I think looks amazing, and it's more of just like an outline logo, all red, and I sort of blew it up a little bit more on the helmet to make it look really cool. The reason I wanted to keep this uniform sort of the same in terms of just using simple lines of red and black on whatever color jersey it is because I wanted them to all to be cohesive together, and this is exactly, you know, how that happens. Like, this helmet here looks really cool. It looks like a special helmet, but if you wanted to use this for your normal home jersey or for your red jersey, you can do that because it's still the same colors. It follows sort of the same minimalist type of look, and it just looks really clean. So that's sort of what my idea was with these jerseys, is like, I'll make them the way I want and then just make them interchangeable. And now it's time for one of my favorite ones of this set, and that is the away option for this. So let's take a look. And yeah, it's exactly what you thought it was. It is a full clean white build with red striping, including the helmet. This turned out so nice. And honestly, with how little I put on the helmets, you can use this for any jersey. If you want to wear this with the black outfit to just give a different look, you definitely can do that. And everything is really just the same. I just swapped the black out for white. All right, so this last one is a team that I really did a lot of studying for, because I found this amazing looking color and I knew I wanted to use it with a jersey, and I could not figure out how to put it together. And then I went on the builder site and I just started building the jersey. So I had the entire uniform set done pretty much before I even had a team name or a logo or anything. And I just I have to use this somewhere. So then I started thinking, well, where can I use it? And this color is like a bright reddish, magenta, orange, coralish type of color. And so obviously you can't put it in certain areas. It doesn't make any sense. And I started looking for cities that definitely needed an NFL team, and I came across one in particular, San Antonio. and I looked at it, and even their city colors, they have a lot of them. One of them was eerily close. Not exactly, not as neon-y as this color is. Neon-y? That's probably not a word, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. And it just fit. You know, it almost looked like a type of, you know, color you'd see on like a southern, like more tropical or like warm weather type place. And just thought it fit well. And then the name came about after a lot of studying. I looked through Reddit posts, I looked through websites and Wikipedia pages about the history of San Antonio and what are good names. Because like I said, now at this point, all I had was the color of the jerseys and the name of the city, but I didn't have nothing else to go off of. And I'm like, this color needs something that's going to work because this can't go with everything. And one thing that just kept popping up, I think it fits. And I think if any of you out there are San Antonians or somebody who is into San Antonio quite a bit, you might appreciate it. So the final team for tonight is the San Antonio Rough Riders. Now, apparently the Rough Riders was a big part of San Antonio's history, back from a couple of battles and whatnot. I am not going to sit here and pretend that I know exactly what all that was, but I saw that in a Reddit post is what sort of sold me. I saw it on a few different places, and I saw this Reddit post about somebody asking this question, and one person's like, Rough Riders fits perfect because of so-and-so that happened, and San Antonio was a part of it. And a lot of people were agreeing with them. So I said, it's something that doesn't need a specific logo. It makes sense. Let's ride with it. So I came up with this. I found this R, and I sort of doubled it, changed the color around a little bit, and made it work for me. And here they are. So another black type of build, but with this color, similar to the red, it pops. It looks really, really, it contrasts well. And the R itself, I have many different options here for the logo based off the helmet that is on here. But we have the Rough Riders across the chest. We have, I don't know what to call this, like a neon peach, if you will, maybe? Is that maybe neon peach with an orange hue to it? I don't know. I don't even know what to explain this color. I don't even know how I found this color. All I know is I like it, and it looks really good with this black. And so we have the neon peach R with the white R background behind it to make it look sort of more of like a 3D type of shape. Plain black jersey with the triple stripe on the shoulder, same with the pants, and the helmet also has the triple stripe, so that all ties together. All right, and here's the away option. Pretty much the same thing, except just swapped it out. So now instead of the white pants, it's black, and instead of the black jersey, it's white. And we just changed the stripes accordingly based off with the other one. So now, again, if you want to go all black, you can definitely do that. The stripes will match up nicely. Same thing if you want to go all white, the stripes will match up nicely with the pants. You have the black sock option, and you have the orange sock or the neon peach sock option. So regardless of which way you want to go, it'll work. There's a running theme here, and it's that I make the alternate a very vibrant color based off of the stuff that I haven't used yet. And you can see that repeats here. So now we have the all neon peach option for the jersey, including a different helmet. And you can see that I did adjust the logo of the team to match with the helmet so that it wasn't another orange one and looked sort of crappy. So now it's got the red or the black R with the white behind it. And yeah, I mean, just the same exact thing that you saw on the other two options, except now it's the orange making the most appearance instead of the black or the white. All right, and now for the alternate away, I sort of did the other options of what we had already, which was a white helmet with now the orange and black background on the logo. The jersey with the black accessories instead of the orange or neon peach, if you will. And then the pants with the striping on the black striping on the inside instead of the outside. So, and also all white socks. So again, you're going to see on this white, in these white helmets, they don't exactly look super white. The game's textures are off. They don't formulate properly. Even though CFB 25's does. Trust me, CFB 25 has its own problems. So do not think that I'm saying that they're perfect. But what I do know is that somehow their site was put out way before Madden's was, and they used that as almost like a tester to some degree or whatever. They piggybacked off it and made a worse version of it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But CFB 25, these colors came out better on the helmets anyway. You had a better option for helmets. You don't here, so you just got to deal with it. They're going to have a little bit of more like a grayish hue on them, but honestly I think you can get away with it. It doesn't look too bad. It just looks almost like a matte color all the time. But yeah, so this is the other option. And then for this one, I could not come up with a fifth that would tie into the rest of the uniforms, and this one took a gray approach. I thought this gray looked really good with this color, and this is not meant to be part of the rest of the uniforms. This is meant to be more of like a special type of uniform that you would wear, similar to that what most NFL teams are doing right now, where they have like either like a really nice throwback or a really cool alternate that they can wear for special occasions. That's what I think this jersey is meant to be, and that's what I was aiming for. This has of course the regular logo, but it has like this metallic like gunmetal type of finish to it instead of the black or the peach, and then it has the gray all the way through, and then just simple designs on the pants, and of course the jersey with the collar there. And that's all there is to it. I mean, it's a very sleek design, just meant to be worn on special occasions, not something that you wear. I mean, you could wear it every week, I don't really care, but what I'm trying to say is there's not an away uniform option for this, just because there isn't. So do with that as you will. And yeah, so that is all three teams. And then for this field, of course, we have the just the logo in the middle, and then Rough Riders in each end zone in the peach with the black background. And now I hope you guys also, if you guys are San Antonians or something along those lines, or at least understand what I'm saying, I hope you appreciate the font that I used. I had to scour the internet to find this, but this is apparently like maybe not the exact one, because I didn't want to pay a bunch of money for it, but I found a free use font that was supposed to be the San Antonio font. So let me know down in the comments below if it's legitimate, if this is like a font that's used in that area a lot, or for like, I don't know, like the name of the city or whatever it is. Let me know, because I'm curious to know if I did a good job on this, or if this was a bad decision. So those are the three uniforms that I have come up with so far. I do have more in the works. I actually have 2 of them already created. I'm going to be working on the final 3rd one for the next video here shortly in the next few days. I'm very curious to see if this is something that you guys like, if you guys want me to keep building specialty uniforms and teams for you guys to use and download into your own franchises. And let me know what you guys think about what I did with the stuff that I already had. Because I mean, just with any new series or new thing that I do on YouTube, or anybody does on YouTube, we don't know what we're gonna get out of it. This could be a flop, this could be a hit, I don't know. So let me know down below if this is something that you like by hitting that like button, leaving me a comment to let me know. And then if we get enough traction on it, you know, of course, I'll keep doing it. I'll keep building teams and whatnot, and on top of doing the franchise series and anything else that I can try. But yeah, so appreciate you guys so much for watching. Before you leave, make sure you check out the description at the bottom. It's going to have the link to the site that I use to get some of this stuff. It's called VectEasy. It's also going to have my username, which you can use to download these uniforms on Madden 25 through the Creation Center. It's BillNick90, BILNIC 90. Again, it's going to be down in the description below, so that way you guys can use it. Let me know if you guys have any issues finding it. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, turn on that bell notification. I'll see you guys next time.